So there are like few different kind of hadiths that we find, and number one kind of hadith is that the hadith that is literal. Basically means hadith was mentioned this way, this thing will happen. For example, the building of the lofty tall buildings by the Arab Bedouin, right? And this hadith came true like literally, like it is happening and we have seen it. There are other kind of hadiths. For example, the hadith talks about la taqumu sa'atu hatta la hajjat al-bayt, that the hour will not be established until there will be no Hajj to Mecca. That hadith, this kind of hadith, it gives us almost kind of like a trailer of what will happen in the future, right? The trailer we are seeing right now is through the COVID-19 that is happening right now. We are seeing that people are not going for Hajj right now. It is almost empty, and Mecca was empty before too. But this is also when we see these images, this also serves as a trailer, as a preview of what will be happening in the future. Why this hadith talks about in different ways about the coming of the hour and the Hajj and things like that is because Allah Azza wa Jal made it very clear in the Quran. He said that sanurihim ayati fil afaqi wa fi anfusihim hatta yatabayyana lahum haqq. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran that we will show them signs in the horizon and also in themselves until they know for sure this is the haqq, means the Quran and the Islam of Allah Azza wa Jal, the religion of Allah Azza wa Jal is true. So Allah Azza wa Jal is going to make sure that we know exactly and we have seen everything to convince ourselves about the authenticity of our religion, right? And the truthfulness of the word of Allah Azza wa Jal. So when hadiths are mentioned in this fashion, it is because Allah Azza wa Jal wants to make a point that you guys will know for sure what is going to be happening in the future, okay? And also we're going to make sure that this is the truth. Now I know that a lot of you have asked this question about Imran Hussein. Do I follow him? And what he mentioned, before I tell you whether I follow him or not, Imran Hussein, he mentioned basically that the Hajj will be abandoned because Israel somehow will go after expansion, kind of like a program where they will be like expanding and expanding more up until the point where they will expand to Mecca and Medina, right? And that time he said that there will be a problem, war will happen, and then people will abandon the Hajj. This is his interpretation roughly. Now I do not agree with him because obviously he said, and from the beginning I said that his claim that Israel will be the next ruling state doesn't fit with me very well. So I do not think that there will be a ruling state run by Israel, because if you take a look at right now what is happening, the power shift, the power balance, you will see that China is going to be the next superpower. I mean, most likely, and this is almost every one of us. In fact, right now a lot of people are already saying that China will be the next superpower. So if China is going to be the ruling state, where Israel comes, they don't actually care. Israel doesn't care. What they care is about the coming of their Mahdi. Okay, I talk about that in this channel a lot. They care about their Messiah. Okay, they care about Dajjal, his coming, his arrival. The Jews, they are waiting for him. So I don't agree with what Sheikh Imran Hussein has said. But Allahu Alam, I'm not saying that he's wrong or I'm right. Allahu Alam, Allah knows the best. But one thing that we know for sure, dear brothers and sisters, as I mentioned in my previous points, is that this is a trailer. This is a preview of the coming of the Day of Judgment, and Allah Azza wa Jal is preparing the Muslims before the coming of the Dajjal and the coming of Ya'juj and Ma'juj. Allah is preparing us. He's telling us that, guys, watch out for it. The signs are there, and you guys will be having this corona thing, that is COVID-19 taking place. And this is just a preview, just a trailer of what is going to be happening on a grander scale. Now I know that a lot of other sheikh and mufti, they talk about the end of time, and they try to connect with the event that is taking place right now with the abandonment of Hajj in Mecca. And they claim that, well, it has nothing to do with the coming of the hour. That kind of view, I do not agree with them, simply because, number one, they do not know for sure. The abandonment of Hajj is not a sign of the hour saying that, making that claim is not 100% right, because they do not know. Allah knows the best. And if I say that this is obviously a sign, most likely I'll be right, because the signs, the alama, the minor signs, okay, they are already here. So if I confirm on top of those minor signs, then you'll find it hard to refute me. But if I say, oh, no, this is not a sign, forget about it, Hajj, abandonment will happen in the future, it's a completely different thing, then you are actually saying that you know something for sure, even though the signs are already here, the minor signs. So I do not agree with the scholars who say that this has nothing to do with the end of time, and that everything will be fine. Everything, yes, you'll be fine, but this is at the same time a lesson for us, a preview, a trailer, as I mentioned, that indeed these things don't happen randomly. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has planned for every one of us, and when they claim it has nothing to do with certainty, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentioned that وَمَا عِنْدَهُ مَفَاتِحُ الْغَيْبِ لَا يَعْلَمُهُ إِلَّا هُ, that Allah has the key of the unseen, no one knows except Him. So again, I'm not going to be arguing with them, but I don't agree with them that this is not a sign. This is indeed a sign, a very good sign, a very good trailer, a very good preview for all of us, especially people who do not believe in hadith. And dear brothers and sisters, if I want to tell you one thing, if you are somebody who is not a follower of hadith and you doubt hadith, then I will encourage you through these kind of videos to rethink, to reconsider your decision, to kind of like change your mindset, to kind of like look into this whole thing all over again, because we already have seen the minor signs that are mentioned. A lot of them came true, almost all of them, in fact. If you are now still refusing to believe in the hadith, then take a look what is happening in Mecca right now. We are getting this preview. The place is empty. Why Rasulullah will mention such thing in a hadith? And these hadiths are authentic. These are true hadiths that we should all Muslim follow. So again, the Hajj that was abandoned, okay, it is not abandoned the way the hadith mentioned, though, okay, that is for sure. It is not abandoned the way the hadith mentioned, that Ya'juj and Ma'juj will be here, people will still make Hajj, and the hour will not be established until the people will abandon the Hajj. That exact literal meaning or interpretation or execution of that hadith did not take place yet. But again, at the same time, we are seeing right now, right in with our eyes, so that people who do not believe in hadith, people who say, well, I do not know what to do, I did not find my guidance, I did not know what was going on, will have no excuse, because that there can be a possibility, a great possibility, that Hajj will be abandoned at one point. You may argue before that, hey, look, you guys are talking something absolutely stupid. There is no way Hajj will be abandoned. It is protected. Saudi Arabia has protected it with the royal money, whatever it is. You could have said that before, but now that you have evidence in front of you, you cannot say that. So dear brothers and sisters, when Allah Azza wa Jal is telling us about the coming of the Mahdi, the coming of the Dajjal that we talk about in this channel, He is preparing the Ummah. Okay, He is preparing the Ummah to face the challenges, the new phenomenon that will take place, the fitna, tazharul fitan, that the fitan will increase before the end of time. Allah is preparing the believers that, look, the end of time is near, you guys need to act right now. Wallahi, we have to act right now before it is too late. And Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned in the Quran many times that وَمَا أَمْرُ السَّاعَةِ إِلَّا كَلَمْهِ الْبَصَرِ أَوْ هُوَ أَقْرَبُ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned about the nature of the day of judgment. It will happen all of a sudden, even it is like a twinkling, a blinking of an eye, or even close. Okay, so this is how the nature of this matter is. It is very urgent. If you're not waking up, if you're still sleeping, if you're still somebody who do not care about the incidents that are taking place, if you still don't care about the hadith, if you don't still believe in the hadith, if you're somebody who is just following the Quran and have your own opinion about matters, about things, then this take this COVID-19 as an example, as a eye-opening for yourself, for your family, and for everybody. So again, my message to you is that, dear brothers and sisters, how much, I should say my question to you is that how much we have prepared for the coming of the hour. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned many occasions in the Quran, that it will come for sure all of a sudden. You will not, وَهُمْ لَا يَشْعُرُونَ, that you will not even know, you will not even realize it is already here. So my question is, what difference does it make when you are reminded of the Day of Judgment and what is happening right now when people are leaving Mecca? People, it is almost empty. It's not completely empty, but almost empty. Like this video if you did, subscribe to my channel, inshallah. I'll see you soon again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.